Y'all, I apologize. I'm trying to not make you look directly into Frankie's cat litter box. Um, apologize for the coughing. Just when you think you're going to be over it, you're not. But it's a little easier for me, y'all, if you don't mind, at least for right now or for part of the time. I just go live because I don't have to edit and do a thumbnail and upload and worry about YouTube kicking me off and be like, oops, something went wrong. When I get that screen, I'm going to be like, well, then you need to fix that. Do I prefer to count from 0 to 99 or 0 to 100? Probably 0 to 100. I don't know what that means, but thank you for your comment. Good morning, Betsy. It's a challenge to know how to count. Well, I have to tell you, I don't know if I'm up for a challenge this morning. Victoria, good morning. Y'all are either up way too late or up way too early, one of the two. No, it's almost 6:30 here, so I'm going to have to go out and do the bulk box pretty soon. They'll be, I know they need fresh water. We've been having the weirdest weather. It got warm, and then this morning it's in the 30s, and the wind's been blowing 322 here this morning. Good grief, Victoria. I mean, I'm up, and whoever just said good morning, good morning. Okay, Rudy, I'm not gonna do your challenge, but thank you for commenting and watching. I've got other things on my mind right now. So I want to give you guys an update because I know a lot of people will just be watching the replay. So when you have cancer, and they do a biopsy, I'm learning all sorts of things, y'all, after being a nurse for 44 years. They don't just do a biopsy, they do a biopsy and then they have a second opinion and they run everything through again. And I think this is to decrease liability. And as a healthcare provider for all those years, I get it. I get it. And I would rather have two people say, this is what you have. This is what we recommend. So one of the really neat things is I have non-small cell lung cancer, which is so much better than small cell. Small cell usually grows very fast. It has a much higher mortality rate. So I'm very pleased that all God's children think that's what I have. And I'm not trying to be irreverent. I'm just trying to be positive, y'all, because I've got a long road to travel. Oh no, oh no. I hope I'm not gonna cry. Y'all know me and my crying. I'll squeeze my tear ducts, maybe I won't. But at any rate, so that was good news. Lymph nodes were negative, and I've known this all along. There's some question in my rat lung. Good morning, Cindy. And one of the reasons I'm coughing so much, I'm not as hoarse as I was, is they gave my lungs a bath. Okay, well, didn't know you needed to wash your lungs. Sounds like drowning to me. But no, seriously, they rinsed everything out really well and then collected what they got, like cells and such. And, you know, mostly it was like white blood cells, but there was some abnormal cells, but not cancerous cells. So I don't know, whatever that means. I still have 2 more tests to do in this particular healthcare system. And the reason I think it is because I think they missed something once upon a time that resulted in a big lawsuit, but I don't care. The reason behind I'm just got to do it. Everybody that has a positive cancer has to have a PET scan. I'll explain that. And a brain scan. Well, you say brain scan to my son, and he's going to be all up in your grill, asking why. Like, he drilled Dr. Alice Schramm so much. I was a wee bit embarrassed. Of course, I was still under the influence of anesthesia, so I was a little bit like, what are you guys talking about my brain? But anyway, no suspicion on the brain. It's just, to pass go, you have to have that. And then the PET scan is like a whole body scan to see if the cancer is anyplace else, or it could have originated anyplace else, which is doubtful since they've identified the cells as lung cancer. So that's the origination. So I think really their focus is going to be more on, did it go anywhere? So I don't know the answer to those questions at all. But it's about to get really, really busy on appointments and such. So I talk to my son every single day, but I talked to him again last night, and he was like, well, Mom, I might have drilled the oncologist or the pulmonologist like a whole bunch. And I'm like, it's okay, honey. That's what they're there for. Victoria, I don't know. I won't know anything about my treatment plan until the 17th when I see the oncologist. And I have the brain scan the 16th, the PET scan the 10th. So they're still coming up. It takes forever to get through all this. But at any rate, the doctor who saw my lungs, who was one of the physicians that read the slides, they make slides, you know, not like vacation slides, let me tell you, of the tumor. I'm so funny in the morning. He said his guess, and he's not an oncologist, but he certainly treated a lot of people with lung cancer, is going to be chemo. If chemo takes care of it, I've got a lot of glass to be careful not to shatter them. I don't know what that means either. Chemo, if that doesn't take care of it, then the next thing will be radiation to try to shrink the tumor. And if it's still, because I have one that's like about that big, like about the size of a chicken egg. Everything relates to the chickens in my lab. Then they might have to remove it if it's still causing me to have shortness of breath. Don't really know. Yesterday was a big day for me. I went out with my portable O2. Now, just sitting here talking to you, I'm not super short of breath, but let me get up and walk to the restroom and I'll be huffing and puffing like a 14-pack-a-day smoker. I'm getting used to the oxygen. It's been a real blessing for me because I can do so much more. So I hadn't been to the fancy groceries, what I call it. It's just a Kroger, y'all. I'm cheap. I don't shop at fancy foo-foo stores. Y'all know that I'm kind of a Aldi Walmart girl. But I wanted to go to Kroger. And I probably haven't been there in 10 years. And I just wanted to walk around because I'm having some weird cravings. So we could talk about that because it's kind of funny, y'all. So normally by the time I went from my car to the door, I would have been done. Have to sit down. I did the little electric carts and I'm like, no, I think I can walk. So my portable oxygen probably weighs less than my purse. No, it weighs about 5 pounds. And you know, you put it crossbody on you and then you just have the little tubing that comes up like this. And I just carry it and then I put my purse in the cart and buckle it in so nobody can take it. But anyway, I had in my mind that the layout of the store was different, so I had it backwards because I used to shop at Kroger for my mom, but in a different town, and it is backwards. I walked all over that store, plus I went to Walgreens to get my diabetes medicine. Falling apart here. And I did really, really well. And I will tell you guys, I was scared. You know, Rudy, I know you're trying to be funny, and sometimes I can be funny, but let me tell you, having lung cancer is not funny. Having to have oxygen isn't funny. So, could you knock it off, please? Or I will mute you. You know, either way. And I'm not trying to be a witch, but, okay. Let's have a sip of Diet Coke. I will block Rudy as soon as he pops up again. I don't know how to block people on, so let's see. Bye, Rudy. Hide user on this channel. You going? I'm announcing your departure as if I'm an airport. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was quite that sensitive. I can make jokes about my disease, but I don't want anybody. You're welcome, Victoria. I don't want anybody else to. So, anyway, I was very pleased that I made it. I had to come home and take a nap. But y'all, I'm not gonna let this totally like housebound me. I'm just not gonna do it. Now, Uncle Steve was supposed to come yesterday. It flipping rained and it was so cold and windy, and we were gonna work outside. And I'm like, dude, I ain't standing outside in this weather. One thing, it takes my breath away when it's cold. So, anyway, so that's it. Oh, the other thing, I did not realize they would do this. I shared with you all, and I don't want to share who, so I'm going to try to be careful how I say this. I have a very close blood relative that isn't my sister or child, but it would be the next thing closest to me, well, or a parent. They gone. Anyway, that has the same cancer I do. So I got the genetic markers, which I didn't even know they were going to do, for my cancer. And so this person is going back to their doctor to see if they can get the genetic markers, because if we have the same genetic markers, it could have implications for our children, for our grandchildren, for whatsoever. And let me just say, each of our parents were related to each other. That's probably the best way, but without giving it away. So yeah, that's all really good news. So what am I going to be doing? Well, if it ever stops raining here and warms up a little bit, Uncle Steve's going to help me with the garden a little bit. And we're going to do some food, but more like a eaten garden rather than a, so sorry, you guys, prolific garden. Too bad Rudy's not around. He can make fun of my hiccups. I hope you guys are laughing with me. Thank you, Jim, and your wife for praying for me. Hold on. Because I feel like, can I do a demo on the portable O2? Oh, I absolutely can. I'll tell you what, y'all. Let me run upstairs and get it, and I'll just do it right quick because it'll just take a second. I keep the portable upstairs beside my bed because the concentrator weighs about 50 pounds. It's a little much to be lugging up and down the stairs. So I leave the concentrator, which plugs into the wall. It doesn't have a battery backup, down here, and it has a longer cord on it. So I could, like I can vacuum and do all this stuff. My preference would be to have all portable, but man, the battery doesn't last very long. So give me two shakes here. I'll be right back. Hold on, Frankie, entertain everybody. Oh no. I'm coming, guys. I hooked myself on something. Okay. I didn't lose anybody. So this is what happens when I exert myself. Whew. So I can give you a real demo. So here's what it looks like in its little pouchy pouch. And let me go ahead and turn it on. This is short breath, I can hardly talk. It does make a little bit of noise. Doesn't bother me. So I'm on 3 liters, and it comes with like a tubing, which I hooked on the stereo on the way down. So this is really neat. So you stick it in your nose, you put it over your ears, you pull this up, but this is an on-demand, so listen. I don't know if y'all can hear it. It senses you're breathing in and sends out the oxygen. So I think that in some ways saves like, because what it's doing is converting room air to real oxygen. So I don't have to worry about tanks or tanks running out. On here, it will tell you your battery percent. It has a regular wall plug. You guys, it has a car plug. But the 80s called and they would like it back because it's one of those old cigarette lighter kind of plugs. And I'm like, okay, I don't mean to be like, I have the nicest car ever, because I don't. I have. It's not free. Well, it's not like a CPAP, okay? The question was, is it free flowing or forced air? It only lets out the oxygen on demand, but it does not force air like a CPAP. Be kind of nice if it did. Then it would help me remember to breathe. I have a tendency to hold my breath when I'm in pain, things like that. I'm learning. Eating is also a little bit of a challenge for me. You might not know by looking at me, but no, seriously, I get out of breath, and then when my stomach gets full, I feel like it takes up some of my lung space, so I don't like that. And y'all, I'm sorry for you to see me huffing and puffing like this, but this is the reality of it. And if I'm if I'm gonna share my journey, you know, bye waist length blonde hair. You know, I'm probably gonna lose all my hair. You know, with 4 to 6 months of chemo, and I know that, and I'm a little sad about it. But here's my hope, guys. I'm hoping it grows. It grows back in, well behaved, not frizzy, and beautiful silver. Thank you, Deborah. I just didn't feel much. I did a little bit of makeup, but here's what else I'm learning. I did the blush. The silicone tubing picks it up, and then it looks nasty. And I don't want people to be like, your tubing's dirty, because this part lasts a month, and then the green tubing, which is on the other, lasts 3 months. Look into cold cap for hair. You know, I'm going to look into like a lot of different things. My relative that has the same cancer I do did not lose hair from the type of chemo prescribed for this person. So, I don't know. I don't know. You know, maybe I'll just have nausea. You know, chemo's not what it used to be, guys. It's not, we're not back in the, for nurses on here, the 5FU days where everybody, you know, lost every hair they ever thought about having and puked all the time. Yeah, it's not necessarily that. And chemo is targeted much more to the type of cancer, the type of cells than it ever used to be. So that's extremely helpful too. So you're not just getting like a random dose of poison, because it's kind of what it is. So I'm just about caught my breath. God. One nice thing, y'all, if you have an Apple Watch and you push the side button, let me show you. Well, maybe I can. It has an option for blood oxygen. Oh, shoot. Not the calculator, fat thumbs. Now you have to be really still, but it takes 15 seconds and it will pretty accurately measure blood oxygen. When I was in the hospital, I would compare my, I'm wrong, not when I was in the hospital, when the visiting nurse came, I would compare my blood oxygen. So I'm 95%, y'all can't see that, oh, because I raised my arm. And you want to be between 95 and 100. So probably as short a breath as I was from running upstairs and down, I'm usually around 80, 81. Not real great, but, 10, 15 minutes of this and I'm fine again. So it's just when I exert myself. So anyway, garden stuff to come. I will tell you, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, guys, because I'm feeling okay. Nona's broody again. I'm like, you just a little baby. What are you doing thinking about babies? This is her second broody, but she is a year old. I keep thinking, I call her the baby about half the time. I keep thinking she's a baby. She's not a baby. She's a full-grown chicken. And I was like, why? It's nice and warm and the days are getting longer. Why haven't my girls laid any eggs? Ask Winona. She's like, she doesn't like peck me or puff up like Violet does, but I'm like, let me see what you got going on under there. And she's like, I got all the eggs. God love her little heart. I just kissed her on the head and took all of her eggs. So she'll get over it. Because anything that got laid in the evening yesterday, because I only collect once a day, she'll have all those underneath her by this morning. And she'll be like, look what I found. I got more babies, Mom. Oh, gosh. I really do hope that I can find a chicken solution because I know... I don't think I said this. I also had a culture. I didn't even know about that. So check for infection. And so I don't have TB, which is good. Kind of knew that already. Or histoplasmosis, which is something that a chicken can carry. Birds carry it. And even though my chickens are healthy, I can't guarantee that I'm not going to come in contact or that they won't develop histoplasmosis because the little sparrows can get into the coop and eat their food, and birds poop everywhere and it gets in the dirt, and there's always a possibility you could pick it up on a veg even when you're washing it really well. So anyway, very glad to say I don't have that, but I know my son's best friend, different cancer, had leukemia, and they made him give up his chickens, but he had no one else to like muck out the coop and take care of things. I think I could feed and water with an N95 on, and I'll have to ask the doctor. If not, I'll hire somebody because I'm not getting rid of my chickens. But mucking out the coop, Uncle Steve will have to do. I'm sure he's thrilled to hear that. He never minds. And the girls love him, so it all works out really well. So, yeah, that's what I know right now. Why am I not cooking? Because I wanted to talk about food cravings. So the last back surgery before last I had a few complications. Seems like every time I have anything done, I have a few complications. But I was very, very, very anemic. And I literally craved and ate baked beans because they were high in iron. Great Northern beans, or not Great Northern, Navy beans, with molasses in it every single day. Sometimes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner as a side dish. I craved it. I was like, what is wrong with me? Well, I'll have to use like the Splenda brown sugar, but that's fine because I like them super sweet. So I've been craving that. And y'all know if you've been on my channel very long, I don't really eat pasta very often. Yeah, I want some penne pasta. Just with sauce. No meat, just with the sauce. That's what we were at Kroger's for. So I am having some strange cravings. Oh, and chocolate milk. I don't even really like chocolate. I haven't had the chocolate milk yet. I looked at the carbs in it yesterday, and I'm like, well, if I'm going to have chocolate milk, I'm going to have almond milk because, my Lord, that stuff is like, well, the whole milk was almost 300 calories for 8 ounces, and a whole bunch of carbs, like a whole meal's worth of carbs. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. So my blood sugar's under good control. I'm trying to maintain. I'm not trying to lose any weight, y'all. I just feel like I'm a little fluffy, but I'd rather be a little fluffy going into this because I may need those reserves can I do high vitamin C and vitamin D till chemo? I'm not going to do anything supplement-wise until I've met with the oncologist. And there's a reason for that. I don't have all the answers about the type of cancer that I have. And I know people say sugar feeds cancer. I don't believe that. But I'm diabetic, so my true sugar intake, very, very low. So I'm not, that's kind of, well, okay, I don't believe it, but in case it's true. I watched my father, who thought maybe that would help him, literally make himself miserable with no sugar. He got worse. So, just happens to be my belief, could be his type of cancer. I do take prescription vitamin D, by the way, because I'm a pale girl. And you have to be careful on your vitamin C when you're diabetic, because it falsely elevates your blood sugar. It doesn't mean it's that high, but it falsely elevates it, which makes you harder to treat. I don't need that right now, because every time I get my blood drawn, they're all like, this guy is falling, this guy is falling. It's been that way for like a month. It'll be all right. I ain't dead yet. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I could not convince my dad of that, so I went with him to an oncology appointment, and the doctor was like, that's not true. Don't have a steady diet of sugar. You need your nutrition. My dad was so thin, so thin. God love him. But yeah, that there was no truth to that. And maybe it works for some people. I'm not telling anybody what to do with their cancer, because I don't know. All I can tell you is what my healthcare professionals recommend. That's what I'm going to kind of try to follow. Sometimes I'm not real good. Betsy, love your attitude. Well, y'all, I apologize to anybody who was on when, I almost forgot his name already, when Rudy was making jokes about Oxygen TV network, and I got a little, well, I didn't get crappy with them, but I started to cry, like my feelings are hurt, my fifis are hurt. But y'all, this is not a great road to walk. It's not what I would have chosen. My son, I wouldn't let him tell his dad, because I was afraid his dad would make it hard on Ben by doing too much questioning. And my son's super tenderhearted. And I say that all the time, but he really, really is. So I said, let's wait till we have answers so that your dad doesn't like freak you out. So got the answers, told Ben, okay, you can call your dad. So his dad called me, and we've always gotten along really, really well. His mom, my ex-mother-in-law, just passed away. He was a pallbearer for my mother. I've been to his mother and father's funeral. They were my in-laws, right? So I don't have any hate in my body for them, but it was kind of encouraging, and he was like, I'm sure sorry to hear that, and if I can do anything to help. And I'm like, there's a lot of really good people out there who really want to help. And I need to not be like, well, I'm the nurse. I'm the one that gives up the care. And that has been my attitude. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm going to ruin I'll show you my cute shirt, because I'm trying to distract myself. It's my Oh For Peeps Sake shirt. So, yeah, I'm getting thinner, y'all. But I'm not trying. But I'm actually in what do they call it? A normal BMI. I started saying accurate. I just got my license renewed, and they have you refill out like your height and your weight. And she was like, okay, so you want me to change your weight? Because I upped it. And I'm like, yeah, but it's still a goal weight. I'm like, I'm not telling the truth on my license. Thank you, Pam. So I don't know even where I was, but I was saying, there are so many good people that want to help. And if y'all could say some prayers for my Aunt Susie. She has norovirus. And if y'all don't know what that is, it's a stomach. Franklin McMeowmeister. Come here and say hi to the peoples and stop banging the cabinet door. He wants to drink water. He's like, I've been patient, but I ain't gonna be patient no more. She's septic and she's in the hospital and she's not doing super great. And I had to ask my cousins, don't tell her what I have because she's a worrier. Franklin, hey, knock it off. The people see you are bad. They hear you are bad. So when my cousin called to tell me, she was like, hey, can I get on your chemo buddy list? That's what they call it. You get a list of people that are going to go with you because you can't drive yourself to chemo because of some of the medications they give, like IV Benadryl, that type of thing. And I was like, you have so much on your plate right now. And she said, I'm calling you and volunteering because I want to be on the list. Franklin, I'm going to put you in timeout. How do you put a cat in timeout? He's like, yeah, whatever. So, like I said, there are a lot of people who care, who want to. What did my mom say? Oh, gosh. Look at this. My mom can get to you, you little sneak butt. Come on. I'm going to show the people. I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them a bad kitty. Look at this bad kitty. You going to knock it off? Okay. He's like, oh, crap. My mom almost never picks me up. He's so heavy. So I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for friends. I'm grateful for cats that bang on the door and don't listen. That'd be my Frankie. So, again, I feel like I'm all over the place. Solo gardening. Y'all, I think I'm going to order myself, Uncle Steve said he put it together, a swing, like, not a rocker, because it doesn't, you know, like it has like those corner posts and then the swing in the middle that rocks. I'm going to put it over in the shade so I can sit outside this summer in the shade, because my backyard's full sun from noon on, unless I'm in the tree line. Let the chickens out, let them run and play. Keep an eye out for the fox. And, you know, I think that'll be really healthy for me. It's hard for me to sit on the deck because it's full sun and it just, I'm like the sunburn queen. I mean, I have no tan whatsoever. And I just burn, burn, burn. So I think that's going to be a good thing. That's one thing I'm going to invest in as a treat for myself. So there'll be that swing building coming up. I guess you would call it a swing. And that's really all I know right now, y'all. I'm trying to be pretty frugal right now. Well, hi, Pooh Pie. He's like, don't touch me. He picked me up and showed people I was bad. I petted him with my foot. And he took off. He said, I'm mad at you, Mom. Trying not to really spend a whole lot of money right now. I'm sure we're all feeling the pinch of an increased economy. One thing I noticed when I was in Kroger's yesterday, I just checked prices of some things that I normally buy that happen to be name brand. There's a few things I do buy name brand. Oh my gosh, Kroger was double, and I'm not exaggerating, double. I could not believe the difference in prices. Now they had some cost cutter savings, and I do have a Kroger card. Wasn't even sure if it would work. I'm like, well, I haven't used this thing in 10 years, but it worked. So, you know, being mindful of store prices, things like that. I'm not going to buy a whole bunch of like new style summer and spring clothes because I do the same things every day and things get ruined out in the coop and the garden and such. So I'm just going to kind of stay level. So don't have any exciting like home improvement projects or anything. One thing, my deductibles are so high right now. You guys are so high. Every time I go somewhere, they're like, that'll be 110. That'll be 310. That's their two favorite amounts. Do you have another amount? Like maybe under the $20 range? So, I mean, I'm thankful I can afford what I need, but I picked up my diabetes medicine yesterday, and with tax, it was $242. And that's a 4-week supply, not even a 30-day. So, you know, I just have to be mindful of stuff like that. Not poor mouth and not asking for money, y'all. Just so you know. Although I should have said, Rudy, if you want to stay on, you got to give me $100 super chat. I just spit. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm going to let the Rudy thing go. I was a little bitter for a minute, but now I know how to block people. So, and now they have, you can do horizontal instead of just vertical streaming, which is really nice because I can see chats a little better. Yo, I'm going to let you go because I've yacked on for way longer than I meant to. Yeah, I can be sarcastic. And just for a minute, I started to be, y'all want a cat? I will sell it to you for $100 super chat. That is a total joke. Franklin McMeowmeister, he's getting impatient. He's like, I've been nice. I've been nice. And then I said hello to the peoples. But now I'm going to really bang the door, Mom. So I'm going to let y'all go water the chickens, go give my cat a drink like he's going through dehydration and didn't have a drink before I started. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully I'll have some more exciting hugs and blessing with lots of prayers. Thank you, Betsy. I appreciate y'all so very much. And Pam, you have a good day too. And I'll see y'all real soon. Please ignore the dark circles. But and I get my teeth on Thursday. So yay. I'll have to get on and show you my new teeth. Oh, hello, peaceful hearts at home. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.